All right, so as fate would have it, we are benching today and wearing my favorite hoodie to ever be created. But not the point. Um, I figured it's probably best if I save the deadlift day for the day after finals. And the reason is the day after my final tomorrow, or the day, yeah. So it would be tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow, but it would be tomorrow. But like right, after the finals are done. You get what I mean. But I figured that, sure we could have like a mediocre deadlift day on Wednesday, yesterday. But what's the point of having like kind of like a mediocre, rushed deadlift day where we're not doing, not really going as hard as we could, versus, saving it for Friday right after finals when I can, I can take the mother bucker and I don't have to worry about studying or anything. That's my biggest thing is that I had to study Wednesday for today's finals, which, by the way, all of them went good except for, I don't know how Spanish went, but I'm thinking Spanish was all right, maybe like a low B, which I'm not happy with, but at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do at this point. But math, I got 96. Actually, I got a 96 on every single final, other than I don't know about Spanish, what I got in Spanish, but I got a 96 on every final. And it's funny, in English, the test was super easy, and so I was like, I know all this stuff, and it's out of 70 points. So I was thinking to myself, well, you know what's in between 0 and 70? 6, 7. So I was like, well, do we take the gamble and assume we got it all 100% correct? And I was just banking on the fact that I got it 100% correct, and then I just left 3 questions blank. Well, it ended up working out good because I got a 6, 7 out of 70, which is what I wanted. But either way, I'm not so smart. Like, don't take this sort of like, I guess it could be the wrong way or the right way, but like, don't take this like in a weird way. Like, I'm not so smart that I can literally know what grade I'm going to get on the test. I literally just did some quick mental math in my head, and I was like, well, a 6, 7 out of 70 would still be a 90%, and a 6, 7. So I was like, all right, well, let's take the gamble and assume we got 100% correct so far, and so it worked. But this isn't a common thing, and like I'm not smart enough to like choose my score on the test, while that would be amazing, but I generally try to do pretty well, but also, what's weird is I feel like the finals have been easier than like the actual class itself. Like the foods and nutrition test, like I flew through that in 10 minutes, got a 96%, and I don't know, I didn't even study for it. And most of it is common sense. Like, whoa, if you drop a knife, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to catch it? Like, I think anyone with half a brain knows the answer to that. But I guess, I mean, like the different vitamins and minerals stuff, that was probably a little bit more challenging than like your average question. But even still, like, we spent a decent amount of time going over the vitamins and minerals and everything. Like, when we were in that unit. Yeah, I have to get in, but one little more yapping thing here. I feel a lot smarter than last year, and the reason why is because I have good study habits. Because last year, what I would do, I basically just like have my dad drop me off at the gym, and then go home, hop on Minecraft, beat it, maybe decide to do my homework, and maybe study if it was for something like that I needed to study for. But like, I never had good study habits. But then this year, like, the classes that I took kind of forced me to develop good study habits. Like, oh my goodness, at the beginning of the football season, I felt like a robot, like I felt like a sweatshop kid sitting there working. Like, picture this, all right? You get up around 7 in the morning, right? Normal time to get up so you can shower. I meal prep my lunch for myself in the mornings because I don't like how the rice turns out when it's like sits there for like a week because it turns dry. So I meal prep everything in the morning. Usually takes about 20-30 minutes to cook. And I can just put the rice on and put the chicken in the air fryer, and then I don't have to do anything. So I can go get ready. So I'll wake up, I'll shower, I'll go meal prep, and then I do everything else I need to do to get ready, dress, pack my school stuff, pack my lunch, brush your teeth, whatever, get out the door. I go to school, right? Normal school day, and I take my normal 8th-hour shit, and then you get to football practice. All right? And for about a month, football practice is getting off as late as they can possibly push it, just because they want to milk the football practice of all it can give you. So we're getting off right at 6 for like a month, basically. And well, I'm not complaining in any way. Don't get me wrong. But 6, I would get home. I get showered by 6:30. Yeah, I get out of the shower by 6:30 because it takes me about 5-10 minutes to get all my football gear off and pack it in the car. And by the time I'm home, it's like 10 15 minutes after practice ends. It takes me about 10 or 15 minutes to shower up, do everything, get dressed. And so basically, oh, I forgot to mention that I did work out first thing in the morning I woke up at 5:20 in the morning every morning during football season to work out. So yeah, I'd have basically from 6:30 till like 9 at night every night. So it was like 2.5 hours to eat and do my homework. So I genuinely think that like I don't think that I had any other entertainment throughout the weekdays other than Clash Royale at lunch. I always play Clash at lunch. Every single day. Played Clash at lunch. But yeah, I don't think I had any entertainment throughout the entire, like, probably first month or two of the football season. Once we, as we get deeper into the season, the football practice tends to get out more closer to, like, 5:30. Sometimes even, like, 5 on team dinner days. Like, we'll get out at 5 and then go eat and everything. And I'll sometimes, we'll pray, get our food. And I'll sit there, hang out for a little bit, about 10 minutes, and then I'll dip. Because I got homework. But yeah, like my day was like so unbelievably structured. I had everything planned down to like 5 minutes, and it was so like if one thing was off, the entire day was screwed up. Like literally, if I woke up 10 minutes late to work out, I would still go to the gym, but I had 2 options: complete my full workout and come home late, or shorten up my workout and not do like 2 sets, a set or 2, something like that. And I always chose to stay late. And so that would make me, 5 or 10 minutes late to school. And when I say late, I don't mean tardy. So our school opens at 8 a.m. It actually starts at 8:15 a.m. So we have 15 minutes. And luckily I live really close to the school. So like to get from my house up to my class usually takes about 5 minutes. So if I leave, it takes me about 5 minutes to get up into the class I need to. But the thing is that I usually sweat still. Like, it's really weird. I'll still be sweating. It's kind of like a mental thing. Like, I've always kind of had, like, a problem with, like, sweating at school because, like, I'm nervous and stuff. And, like I'm nervous about the class. I'm nervous about people seeing that I'm sweating. I'm nervous about sweating itself. It's, like, a whole mental mess up here. But anyways, I really need to get into the gym. But point being, my day was so structured, and I don't even know why I went on this tangent, but yeah, school's going good. Tomorrow, we are going to have the best deadlift session that I've ever had in my entire life. We're gonna go PR. We're gonna get 450 plus, hopefully 470, and we are going to get a good session, man. I'm telling you right now.
Alright, so the plan is going to be to try and do a comp standard max today. I'm going to aim for around 335, and then we'll see from there. Obviously, I mean, if I get that, that would be amazing. 'Cause that was my touch and go max about a month ago. So if I could get that comp standard, that'd be amazing. I think I got it. Honestly, I think I got it in the bag. But we'll see. Elbows are feeling kind of sore. I don't know if that was from triceps or maybe they're just still sore from doing chest. Tuesday was it or Monday? I don't think it's. I think my triceps have been, or my elbows have been kind of sore lately. I don't know why, but might have to take a little bit, just kind of let them recover, because I definitely don't want an elbow injury, especially because I'm going to be prepping for my next powerlifting meet soon, which is I'm aiming to put up 640 kgs, which would be pretty crazy. But we'll see. 275 was moving a little slower, maybe. At least it felt heavier, but you know, it might be an off day. So if I don't get 330 comp standard, at least I know I can get 325. Or if I can't get 335 comp standard, at least I can get 325. You know, like for 1.5-ish comp standard reps. So, but we'll see how 315 moves, and then we'll go up and up. All right, so my car's jumper pack has a USB thing on it, like a little USB attachment. So my phone was at like 1%. Holy tight parking. I hope I don't hit anything. My phone's at 1%. I was like looking for a charger. And I was like, oh wait, I forgot my car's battery thing. Oh, it feels like the power steering's going out or something here. This is really hard. Either way, I realized, this has like a whatchamacallit, like a USB thing. So I just plugged in my phone, and now my car jumper battery, like mobile car jump starter thing, is charging my phone. And fortunately I can't control the angle, but it's better than no talk on the way back from the gym. So what on earth is going on? Like, I said this to one of my friends, almost like the exact same thing. I was like, what is going on? Like, I feel like I'm on, like, don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like I'm on steroids right now. Like, all of my lifts are skyrocketing. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to being, like, depleted and injured from football. And when I say injured, I don't mean, like, I can't play or lift. I mean injured in the sense that, like, my joints are all battered, my body's bruised up, my muscles are bruised, ligaments are tight and swollen. Everything's just kind of screwed up. So maybe I'm just kind of reaping the benefits of not going head to head with another 200 plus pound dude for 2 hours straight. But everything's going really good. And so the bare minimum that I want to get is 637.5 at my next powerlifting meet. And that's looking like more and more of a reality. And I was thinking my bench wasn't going to go up, but like as you guys saw, like, I just did my max at the end of the football season. I maxed, and I got like, it was 335. Yeah, it was 335. And then now I can do that comp standard. And I thought 340 was cool whenever I got that 5-pound PR. I was like, sick. And now I can do 335. And if I can do it comp standard, it usually means that I can do it for about 1 or 2 touch and go reps. Like a 1 fast touch and go rep, maybe a 2nd touch and go. So yeah, everything's looking sweet, powerlifting wise. Just got to keep packing onto my squat and deadlift. Honestly, at this point, I'm thinking we're going to get to like 352 kgs, which
that is a magic number. It's 352 pounds, which that's a magic number. It's 160 kgs, and 160 kg bench at 16 years old is almost unheard of. So we're gonna put up some big numbers. And you know what's crazy? I get to compete in my division right now for essentially the next 3 years, because I can be literally just turning 19 like a week before a powerlifting meet. Like I can do a powerlifting meet a week before I turn 19. So I'd almost be a sophomore in college competing against 16, 17, and 18-year-olds. That's the benefit of being so young, is that I had the exposure to weightlifting a lot earlier than most people in their life. What I mean by in their life is that I started weightlifting technically before most people. Now, like, I'm not going to call him out by name, but there's a certain guy from a neighboring town who's been working out for like a good solid probably six, maybe I'd say it's about six or 7 years by now. Not even on some 6-7 stuff, but it's probably about 6 or 7 years at this point, because when I was 10, he's 6 months older than me, or he's a little more than 6 months older than me, since I think his birthday's in like January, February, so he's like 7 to 8 months older than me. But either way, I went to this church camp, and he was there, and he was like the most jacked 10-year-old kid I've ever seen. And that's not saying much, because like, you can't be jacked at 10 years old, but he said he'd been working out for like a year at that point or something like that. I can't remember. But either way, I'm only 3 years into lifting. I'll be 3 years into lifting in January. So either way, I'm not trying to, debate it, but this guy's been working out a lot longer than me. And I'm catching up to him. He holds a couple state records, but I'm catching up. So, especially on bench, I'm thinking that not only are we definitely going to take his state records, but we might even have a chance to compete at nationals. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to like win nationals just because of how crazy these kids in my division are, but we might have a chance to compete in nationals. And even competing on the national stage would be, oh my goodness, man, like that would be a dream come true. If I could qualify for nationals. The USAPL youth nationals are June or July, I want to say. So yeah, but I'm excited, really excited. Everything's looking really good. Really excited to see where I can take myself with this lifting stuff. But yeah, we're gonna see. Hopefully, I'll save this for later. I got finals to study for, but tomorrow, really only one final, and that's APUSH. APUSH is a monster. Like, oh my goodness, the sheer volume of information that you have to consume in order to get a good grade on those tests is just mind-boggling. Oh my goodness, I don't know how there's kids that get a 5 on their exam. I don't know if I'll be lucky to get a 3. That'll be like really borderline impossible for me, at least the way I'm going, because I'm not like, I won't even lie, the last test, or the last test that we took, I studied for about a week, and so obviously we had been reading and learning the information before, but about a week before the test, I started reviewing all the materials, and I spent an hour and a half a day studying, and I got a 55%. And I don't know if I'm just reviewing or studying wrong, but man, APUSH is a monster. Like, it's not too much homework, but I honestly do think that I'd rather take chemistry over APUSH, just because, like, and I know we're not into the really meaty bit of chemistry here, but like, I don't know, APUSH is just a behemoth on its own. It's like, it's this just like, I'll put it this way. It's like imagine you're given, I'll just say how it is. You are given like 3 to 4 weeks. That's about every it's usually 2 to 4 weeks we have a test every 2 to 4 weeks. You're given 2 to 4 weeks to memorize about 50 to 100 years of US history down to almost every minute detail, like all of the important people, trends of the time, political, economic, and social movements, anything like that. Literally every important shift in US history, any important change, any institutions, anything, you're given about 2 to 4 weeks to memorize that. And I don't know, maybe I'm just doing this, maybe I'm doing this wrong, but man, I have never felt more stressed, and I've never felt like, I've taken hard classes, and I'm taking hard classes right now. Like, chemistry is hard, but I've never felt like I'm drowning before. APUSH makes me feel like I'm drowning. But that's enough said. I have a couple hours to study for APUSH, so that's what I'm gonna do. I will see you guys later.
All right, so eventually I'm going to do a full day of eating, but I'm just going to throw this in as kind of like a bonus clip. So this is my little bowl of mash, if you want to call it that. And it is essentially, I'll be right back. It's 8 ounces of 96% lean ground beef, but it's it's 180 grams of raw rice, which is like essentially, what is that? That's like 500-ish grams wet, because it's 1 cup water. No, so it'd be like probably around 360 to 400 grams of rice, because you can't gain extra mass. It's just the mass of the water plus the mass of the rice. So, but it's got some bagel seasoning and some Asian Zing barbecue wild wing sauce on it. And yeah, this is like a typical bulking meal. I'll just throw it in a big bowl with some rice, 96% lean ground beef that was cooked in the air fryer, and it's got some nice crispy edges there. It is a little overcooked, but the sauce helps it. So yeah, I mean, like, here's the deal. I try to eat clean for the most part, but the only real difference between a bulk and a cut, for me at least, is the amount of carbs I'm eating and the accessories. So this has the sauce on it. If I was cutting, I'd do half the rice, no sauce, and just raw dog it. Or like very low calorie sauce, like some sriracha or something. But since I'm bulking, I get to enjoy a delicious beef and rice bowl. While I'm studying for APUSH. So far, this has been my favorite bulking meal, because it's so like not workouty or Jimmy, if you know what I mean. Like, it's some crispy beef with like a sweet, sour, tangy Asian sauce, a little bit of crunch and extra seasoning from the everything bagel, and some rice for the carbs. And this is really good. And I know not all of you are going to have access to all this stuff, but it just goes to show, like, you can just throw together something like this. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. You don't have to have everything bagel seasoned. You don't have to have the sauce. Doesn't even have to be white rice. It could be brown rice. It can be 90% lean ground beef. Whatever your goals are, what it takes to meet that goal, it's that like here's what I'll say. It doesn't take like a ton of effort to like mix and match stuff so that way you can obtain the goal that you want. And what I mean by that is like you don't have to have like the world's most perfect bulking meal, you know? This is just rice, ground beef, sauce, and a little bit of like seasoning. That's it. And it's really simple. And this is how most of my meals are. Breakfast is oatmeal with yogurt and protein powder. Lunch is same thing. Cup of rice rice dry, so it's like 2.5 cups wet, like fully cooked. I don't know what I mean. It's not necessarily wet, but it's like two. I'd say it's about 2 to 2.5 cups cooked. And then right now I'm doing 350 to 400 grams of chicken breast. So pretty good meal, but I do have a potential spam calling me, so I'm gonna get going and get something on my bush.